Hi everybody, this is Stephanie with Our Natural Wisdom. I'm out for a hike and I thought that I would share some things that I'm working on myself that might be of value to you. So I've really been making a strong intention this summer to get out and go for longer hikes as often as I can, and if possible on my own. That's not easy for a mom, but I've been figuring it out and making the time, making that commitment to myself. And something that I've really been becoming very aware of is how often I can go up into my head, and even while in nature, I'll be focusing on plant identification or tree identification or identifying birds. And I think that this is very common for people that have a love of nature. We've become skilled at identifying all of the attributes of nature and the creatures that are in nature. But it's an intellectual activity, right? So it is actually very limiting in terms of allowing us to access our intuitive guidance, our intuitive wisdom while we're in nature. So something that I've just really been working on is simply becoming aware of when I'm doing it and not beating myself up about it, not berating myself, not, wishing that I wasn't doing it, just realizing that it's happening and releasing it. Realizing that it's happening and letting that go. I have been also really thinking about how grateful I am that I have that information and that I have that knowledge, because that was born of my love of nature and as an intellectual pursuit in a lot of areas, and an academic pursuit for me and maybe for many of you. But now it's time for me to focus on the intuitive aspect of that. And so I think that, so much of it, as with anything, is the self-awareness that you just need to have compassion for yourself and apply when you recognize that it is happening. That will open up your heart. You will be more heart-centered, and you'll be that is where our intuition is born of, is through our heart. It's heart-centered, it's heart-connected, it is soul-led. And I think that so that's a lesson in itself, is just realizing that it's a natural thing that we are tapping into our intellect, our need for order and categorization, and just releasing that and letting it go. And, I could say, then take on a beginner's mind and open up your thinking. And yes, all of those things, wonderful, not so easy to say, not easy to do. Right now I'm just focusing on the self-awareness, on recognizing it and letting it go, recognizing it and letting it go. And the more that I release it, I find I am deepening that connection. I'm deepening the messages that I'm hearing from everything in nature that I'm surrounded by, and coming to it with from a place of love and compassion for myself. And so opening up my heart center and being receptive to all of the wonderful things that nature has to say to me intuitively. I hope this is helpful for you. I'd love to hear what you think of it, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day. Have some time in nature if you can. Bye-bye.